Chapter 14. Leaving Out.
The small plane took off. Ashley sighed deep and turned away from the runway. Salt Lake International was still pretty much abandoned. Back to Thoraine's place? Austin asked. No. Let's head over to the hotel, Ashley said. She knew they would be welcome to hang out with Tanar and the older vampires, but she wanted to be close to the other vampires. They got into the car and Austin started driving. They will get him, Austin said with confidence. Ashley grunted in reply. They pulled into the hotel and stepped out into the cold Utah air. The minute they opened the door, the questions started flooding at them from all sides. Ashley looked over at Austin. I told you this is where we needed to be, she said with a smile, and she started to answer questions. They were swooped into the hotel and back into the logistics of running an army. The plane was quietly underway. Thorane was piloting, although the autopilot at this point was doing most of the work. Nathan and Jenny were in the back. Tricia sat in the co-pilot seat. This is a beautiful jet, Thorane, she complimented. Well, I must say it's much nicer in the back, Thorane said, trying to point out that she'd been sitting in the cockpit for the first 2 hours of the trip. Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is a much better seat. Anyway, somebody's got to help you fly this thing, Tricia said with a smile. Thorane rolled his eyes. Oh, yes. I am sure we would have been in the ground by now if it would not without your help, Thorane said with a great deal of sarcasm. Tricia hit him in the shoulder, and they both walked back into the cabin of the plane, although Thorane lingered close just in case anything went wrong. They looked at a 3D model of the building and discussed their plans. The top floor? Nathan asked about which floor they would begin their rescue. No, Thorane said. Renard's private quarters are on the top floor. He would not keep Taylor that close. No, I say we drop in 3 floors down, Thorane said. You know a lot about this building, Nate mentioned. Yes, I've had a mission there before. It did not go well. Tricia picked up that it was a sore spot for Thorane. I really want to thank you all for doing this, Tricia said. Thorane and Jenny smiled, but Nathan huffed. I love you like a sister, Tricia. But no, I'm not doing this for your boyfriend. I'm doing this because this is the best chance our race has. All of us have met Taylor. We'll be able to stand to whatever Count Dracula has brewing. So there's no need for thanks. I think if we don't do this, we're all in deep shit, Nathan said with a smile. Wow, he has a good point, Thorane said with a grin as well. Yeah, he really does, Jenny said. Well, you took the wind right the hell out of my thank you sails, didn't ya? Tricia said, shaking her head. It's what brothers are for, Nathan said. They flew the rest of the way, Tricia most of the way in the cockpit. They spoke about many things. One thing about the flight is it gave the two some time to catch up and to know more about each other. Now, Thorane had met many people in his 200-plus years. However, over the last few weeks he had met many, many, many people, and he felt as if he had not spent enough time getting to know each one of them. Even though Tricia had been around for a while, everything had gotten in the way of their friendship. As the few hours passed, with conversation, he was happy for the chance to talk to her and get to know her more. They talked about Taylor, but only in memories and laughs. Although everyone in the team was confident, they were smart enough to still understand the gravity of what they were about to attempt. The plane touched down, and they were immediately led by one of Thorane's people to a helicopter. Jenny climbed in and looked around the cockpit. Yeah, I can fly this, she said. Okay, that's good, Tricia said. Well, they make a lot of different kinds of helicopters, Jenny said. Thorane smiled. Then we are lucky, he said, and tossed the bag into the helicopter. Let's get loaded and into the air, he finished. They loaded up and got into the positions they had decided on. The blades started to spin. Within a moment they were in the air and en route to Renard's skyscraper.